Welcome back, brothers and sisters, to yet again another video brought to you by myself, and I am Josh Samuel. As I always like to say, remember to hashtag release the Snyder cut, hashtag release the Ayer cut, hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League, hashtag Alita Army, and hashtag the Alita sequel. Now, before I proceed in this particular video, I want to first shout out the good brother Luis. Shout out to you, brother. He's somebody you all will be introduced to very soon. Shout out to him for all that he does, his support, his hashtagging, and like I said, you all will be introduced to him very soon. Now, this section of the video is something I actually meant to talk about in a video. However, due to some changes in plans, I decided not to. However, I will address it. Now, there's a show, for those of you that are unaware, on the DC Universe app called Harley Quinn. It's an animated take on the character, and it's currently in its second season, and it's something I actually enjoy.
But Josh Samuel, you watch the DC Universe app? Hey, listen, bro, shut up.
So, like I said, there's a show on the DC Universe called Harley Quinn. It's an animated series. It's currently in its second season. There was a user on Twitter a few weeks back that said a certain fandom is gonna be upset next week, and I can't wait to see it. Now, given that the Snyder Cut movement is dominating Twitter, as we should be, perfectly balanced, as we should be, everybody knew that this individual was talking about the Snyder Cut movement. So when we finally saw what the Harley Quinn show did, nobody took it as a threat, myself included. When I saw the clips and I saw the intent and I saw, what it was about, I was like, there's nothing offensive about this at all. And you see, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why so many people don't just have everything wrong about Zack Snyder and his movies, but this is why so many individuals are wrong about the Snyder Cut movement. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, we get labeled as, if you say you're a fan of Man of Steel or BVS, oh, you're toxic. Oh, bro. Oh, look at that toxic fandom. Look at those toxic group of individuals. Ooh, they scare me. Oh my God, help, please give me an MCU movie that has a sing-along in it. We have to deal, this is nonsense that we have to deal with as members of the movement, all because we like a movie, all because we appreciate a certain director. You know what I'm saying? But thankfully, and like I suspected, no one took this as a diss or offensively or anything of that nature. And I actually like the Harley Quinn show. I really appreciate it. And it was recently revealed on Twitter that the showrunners, the people over the show, had some positive things to say about hashtag release the Snyder Cut. So what does that tell you, my brother, my sisters, ladies and gentlemen? Think. And beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, more recently on Vero, shout out to Vero, shout out to all my brothers and sisters on Vero, shout out to Vero. Once again on Vero, a young lady by the name of Misha Bukowski, shout out to her. Now, she, for those of you that are unaware, for those of you who may be saying to yourself, who is this Misha Bukowski? She's an assistant director that has worked with Zack Snyder for a lot of his films, including Army of the Dead. And people may be saying, well, okay, that's really cool, Josh Samuel, but why should we care? Well, she recently made a post on Vero, and people gonna be like, oh, you reaching, bro. She recently made a post on Vero, and of course she hashtagged release the Snyder Cut, hashtag BVS, which stands for the epicness that is Batman v Superman. And alongside those hashtags, she also hashtags something very, very, very interesting. And that says hashtag Snyder Cut 2020. Let me say that again. It says hashtag Snyder Cut 2020. Now, as my brother Fran says, I'm not a guy with sources. I'm just a guy. I'm just a regular guy on YouTube. A passionate guy. A loyal guy. Most of the time to with these women, but that's another video. I'm a loyal guy when it comes to the Snyder Cut. I'm not a person with sources. But make no mistake, my brothers and sisters, when we hit 1 million tweets on November 17th, we took the world by storm. And we are continuing to take the world by storm. And make absolutely no mistake, my brother, my sister, in the Snyder Cut movement, that the world knows about hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And make no mistake, it could be all speculation. It could be just her also adding to the hype. Because individuals like Christina Wren, shout out to her, who played in Man of Steel. For those of you that are fans of Man of Steel, you should know exactly who she is. She's lended her support. Jackie Earl Haley has lended his support on Twitter. Ray Porter, shout out to him. I wish him nothing but continued success. He's lended his support. We don't even know, sadly, if he's going to continue playing Darkseid beyond the Snyder Cut. But he's continued to lend his support. Make no mistake, the world knows about hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And to be fair and to be quite honest, this is just from being both on the inside and the outside looking in. Whenever a Snyder Cut post is made, or whenever the Snyder Cut is discussed, it honestly brings a lot of attention to DC. And what does that tell us, ladies and gentlemen? What should that tell us? Things are happening and things are changing for the better. And again, shout out to David Ayer. We do not want to forget him in these frivolous times. Yes, I just used a big word. We do not want to forget David Ayer either, because due to some of the things that he revealed on Twitter most recently, and due to how we know Warner Brothers used to get down back in those days, we're not going to forget him either in this crusade. But like I said, Harley Quinn, the animated series, and even Harley Quinn, the character, they're not our enemy. Misha Bukowski, just shout out to her first of all. She just added more hype. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget the event coming up on May 27th. And this is clocking in at near 9 minutes. So, given the fact that this is a back-to-back, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Please remember to use your hashtags wisely. As I always say, love, Josh Samuel out.